Good evening, everybody. This class is all about the tips and tricks of interview. Dear students, you have traveled many kilometers in the journey. Just a few meters are left. Therefore, develop the confidence and courage to travel this few meters so that you will reach at the target. Before making any discussion related to the types of questions that is asked in the interview board, first of all, I want to tell you the do's and don'ts of viva or interview. So you see, certain things are expected from the candidates while they are facing the board. So what the board is expecting from you, that I am telling you. You see, this is interview. Interview means exchange of views, means the board will ask you some question and you will give your own opinion. Actually, in this interview, most of the questions which are asked to you, most of the questions that you are facing, they are by nature opinion based, analytical and debatable. So, as they are debatable, analytical and opinion based, so obviously you will take a stand. Whatever stand you take, you have to justify your stand. Whatever stand you take, you have to justify your stand. This is the exchange of view, that is interview. Second thing, many queries are asked to me by the candidates. Sir, is it possible to change my way of thinking, my way of speaking, my way of dressing up drastically and dramatically? You see, all of you have crossed 21 years of age because you are taking the interview. Okay, so what happened to you over the last 21 years, it cannot be changed drastically and dramatically within 21 days. I think even 21 days are not left. Only 7 days are left, so that the first batch of students should be facing the interview. So therefore, be yourself, behave in a very natural way. Don't try to extol yourself. So behave just the way you are. Behave very much naturally. Second thing, actually, while you are facing the interview board, you have to keep up. You have to open your eyes as well as your mind. That means you should have eye to eye contact with the board members. In the board, suppose 3 members are sitting. Out of the 3 members, 1 member is asking you question. So you give 60% of your attention to the member who is asking question. But don't give 100% of your attention to the person who is asking you question, because rest of the 2 persons will feel also bored. Therefore, 40% of your attention should be given to other 2 members. That's a good etiquette. That reflects the idea that your eyes and mind is open. Next is, be honest and truthful. Be honest and truthful. Suppose you don't know the answer of a question that is asked by the board members. You know, whatever is coming under the sun, that may become a topic to be asked by the board to you. So nobody is having mastery over each and every topics. Therefore, If you are not able to give the answer of a question, you think so, very politely you say, sorry sir, I am not able to answer it. Sorry sir, I am not able to answer it. But don't say in an abrupt manner, I don't know. Don't say like this. Rather you say, sorry sir, I am not able to answer this question. That would become a very good etiquette, good behavior that our civil servants are expected to behave. So, if instead of bluffing, instead of guessing, if you tell the truth in a very honest manner, in a very genuine manner, it would carry a better impression related to your personality. Therefore, be truthful and honest. Next point is, be well dressed. So, the day you are going to face the board, dress up yourself properly. Okay, gentle shirt. If you are a male candidate, put on gentle shirt, gentle trouser with shoe. Wearing even, but necktie is not necessary. If you have not adopted the practice of wearing necktie, and that day first time you are wearing necktie, you would feel very much discomfort. Wearing also blazer is not necessary. Okay. So, if you are well tuned with a necktie, well tuned with this blazer, then you put on, or else simply dressing up yourself, just every day you dress on, but in a very gentle manner with shoes you proceed to the board. And if you happen to be a female candidate, then put on a very sober dress, or you can wear also sari. But if you wear sari, suppose Sambalpuri sari, they may also ask you some questions related to the style of the sari, the pattern of the sari. Be prepared for that. The sari that you are wearing, you are putting on, get mentally prepared that they may also ask questions related to that, because they usually ask this type of questions. Next is, don't make argument with the board members. Don't make argument with the board members. If you don't know the answer, just say sorry. Suppose you said something, interviewer did not accept your point of view. I am telling you, over the 20 years of guiding the civil service aspirants across the nation, I have seen many extraordinarily gifted students. What happens? While their point of view has been rejected by the board members, with an objective of making the interview a stressful interview, they react, they bounce back, they try to make argument. Making argument is not good mannerism. So try to avoid argument. Suppose you think something which you have told to the board member in the proper way, they rejected it. Just behave in a polite manner. Don't try to make argument with them. Okay. Next is, don't speak in an exhaustive manner. They are asking you a question, give the answer in a very pinpointed manner, to the point manner. The moment you feel the member who asked you the question is not mentally prepared to listen you, stop there. Because generally the psychology is that people, those who sit there in the board member, they have a psychology that they know most of the things. So if you try to give an answer which is highly exhaustive, they may not like it. So give answer in a very precise manner, in a very pinpointed, focused manner. Don't speak exhaustively. So these are the do's and don'ts of interview that I told you. Then I am going to the types of questions that is asked by the board members in OPSC. You see, dear aspirants, if you make an analysis related to the types of questions being asked by the board members, you can categorize them, you can divide them into 6 categories. What are the 6 categories? Write it down, or even I have also presented it in PDF format. You just check it. There are 6 types of questions. Make a note of all the 6 types of questions, then I would make a discussion related to the 6 types of questions that is asked, and I will also entertain you related to the doubts that you are having related to interview. You would ask me the doubt by writing some message, reading your message also, I would clarify your doubts. There are 6 areas of interview. What are the 6 areas? First is personal area. What is personal area? Write it down. What is personal area? Your name, meaning of your name. For example, somebody's name is Krishna Chandra, traditional name he is having. They may ask you the question, who is Lord Krishna? In Indian mythology, what position Lord Krishna is having? What are the different incarnations of Lord Krishna? Suppose a female candidate is having the name like Devjani. They may ask the question, who is Devjani? What position in Indian mythology Devjani is having? Are you getting my point? Then they would ask you, somebody's name is Jyotirmaya. Jyotirmaya, they may ask, what is the meaning of Jyotirmaya? How? Jyotirmaya means the beam of light. So they may ask you the question, do you think yourself as a beam of light? If you are a beam of light, for whom you are beam of light? You have to answer, yes sir. For my parents, I am beam of light. My parents have named me so. Because the moment I was born, I had no control regarding naming myself. It's my parents who gave me this name. They might have thought that I am a beam of light for them. Are you getting my point? Exactly in that way. Whatever names you are having, you just try to get the meaning of your name. Then related to that personal area, they will ask you question like hobbies. Hobby comes within personal area. So this is very difficult sections of difficult topic for most of the students, because most of the students generally don't have any hobby, or they have certain hobby that they don't like to mention in the application form, rather they create a hobby, okay, keeping in mind how to give an answer. So you see, suppose somebody wrote his hobby is singing. So singing is a vast area. They will ask, okay, which type of song? Modern song or traditional song? Devotional song or romantic song? Okay, so if you are writing your hobby as singing, specify singing song of this singer, this lyricist, so that will become a very narrow area. So don't make the hobby area an all embracing area, so that they will get an opportunity to ask you as many questions as possible, and you may face difficulties for answering the questions. So specify. Getting my point? Somebody, because today I conducted interviews since 11 o'clock, from morning 11 till now I was conducting interview of many candidates. I came across the hobbies mentioned by the students, like they have mentioned, okay, poem, writing poem is my hobby. If you write a poem, is your hobby, they will ask, okay, who is your favorite poet? If you say, sir, no, I don't follow any poet, all of a sudden I started writing poem. They will ask you, they will grill you, they will cross question you. How without reading poem you got the inspiration of writing poem? Are you getting my point? So if you are writing that your hobby is writing poem, you have to specify which type of poem. Getting my point? So in this way, just think about your hobby, specify the area, make it as narrow as possible, as much specified as possible, so that the number of questions asked from that hobby area would be reduced. That comes in personal area. Then related to personal area, even your optional is also coming in your personal area. Remember it. Your optional, the optionals that you opted for, civil service examination, in men's examination, that is coming within your personal area. So they will ask you your school, your college, your university, your optional. Suppose you have done your post graduation or graduation in one optional and you have opted another subject in for OS, then they will ask you the question, why? You did your graduation in this subject, why did you switch over to another subject? Don't you feel that you are very weak in the subject in which you have done post graduation? That's the reason you switched over. So you also get prepared regarding that. Okay, then even the places of historical significance, places of historical importance of your district, that is also coming within the purview of your personal area. Okay, all of you are clear regarding the first area of interview from which questions are asked, that is personal area. Second area is the state area. State area means, obviously our state is Odisha. They will ask you the question, when Odisha was formed as a separate province, under which act of British Parliament, Odisha as a separate state was formed. Today also I asked this question to majority of the candidates, those who were interviewed by me. Many of them could not answer it. Remember it. Odisha as a state was formed in 1936. 1st April 1936, Odisha as a state, as a province was formed, but it was formed because of the Government of India Act 1935. Government of India Act 1935 got passed there in British Parliament, because of which Odisha as a separate province was formed. Earlier Bengal, Bihar and Odisha, they were merged. Okay, but because of that Government of India Act 1935, Odisha got segregated from Bengal and Bihar. So that is state. So related to state area, lots of questions are asked, like economy of Odisha, point it down, note it down, economy of Odisha, problems of agriculture in Odisha, migration of Odias into different states, unemployment problems in Odisha, poverty eradication programs in Odisha, employment generation programs in Odisha, and to what extent it has become successful. Write it down. Maternal mortality rate, very important. Maternal mortality rate, infant mortality rate, malnourishment in Odisha, different schemes of government of Odisha, they will ask. In this context, you just remember the schemes by making a comparison between central government scheme and state government scheme. Okay, state government scheme versus central government scheme. Mamata versus Janani Suraksha Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Matru Bandhan. So this is related to different schemes of Odisha. You prepare yourself. That is coming within the purview. That is coming within the purview of that is coming within the purview of your state area. Then they will ask, related to state, they will ask many questions like tallest temples of Odisha, tallest temple of Odisha, in which century Lord Jagannath temple was constructed, Lingaraj temple was constructed, who was the king, when, during which dynasty's ruling, Cuttack was the capital of Odisha, Jajpur was the capital of Odisha. These are memory based questions. Just you have to read and remember. There is nothing to analyze. Just I am telling you. So this is your state areas. So related to state area, the most important question is Maoism, growth of Naxalism. Suggest some measures how to tackle Naxalism in Odisha. For what reasons tribal people are participating in Naxalite movement? Okay. Even related to Odisha, they may ask very important questions related to natural resources of Odisha, like percentage of jungle coverage, different mines and minerals, ores. Why Odisha is selling the minerals, not manufacturing the finished goods? They may ask you a question. You are the future administrative leader of the state. Can you suggest how to bring development, how to bring economic development in a better way? So all these things are coming within the purview of state areas. State areas is very vast. Lots of things you can think and you can also add. Just I am showing you the tips of the iceberg related to state area. Then next is, so first area, personal area is over. Second area, state area is over. Third is national area. National area. Related to national area, they will ask you question related to problem of our country. Problems of our country, like farmer suicide in India. Why farmer suicide is increasing, is growing at an alarming pace? What are the factors responsible for it? They may ask you, like that interstate river related dispute. They may ask you. They may ask you police reform in India. Police reform in India. They may ask you they may ask you that problems like unemployment in India, drug addiction in India, new education policy, new education policy, Okay. So, apart from that, you can add lots of things from your mind related to national area, because today's my objective of taking your class today is just to know about your question, and I will try to give a better answer related to your questions. That's the reason I am not teaching you exhaustively. Next is international area. Okay, related to newspaper, they may ask, what are the important news in today's newspaper related to England, related to America? Are you getting my point? India-Pakistan relationship, Indo-China relationship, getting my point? And other things, what is happening in the entire world. While questions are asked related to it, it constitutes your international area. You just apply your mind and you just think what would be coming within the purview of international area. Okay, because I want to take as much question from your side as possible. Then next is hypothetical area. This is very important area of interview, hypothetical area. What is hypothetical area? Hypothetical area means they just make you sit in an imaginary position. They make you sit in an imaginary position and they create a problem for you, and they ask you how to solve this problem. They allow you imaginarily sit in a position. They give a problem to you and they see how you are giving solution to it. That is called hypothetical area. For example, if you are made the district collector of a district, what measure will you adopt? What measure will you adopt in the matter of empowering the women of the district? If you are made district collector, what step will you take in the matter of increasing the retention rate of the children in the primary school? Are you getting my point? So while this type of questions are asked, that is called hypothetical questions. Lots of hypothetical questions I have asked to the candidates, those who came to me today and yesterday for interview, and I took interview for them. Okay, so that is hypothetical area. Then last area is conceptual area. Conceptual area means different concept they ask, those concepts related to your optional. Okay, even those concepts are related to your general study also, like what is secularism, what is republic, what is Gandhism, what is Marxism, what is Maoism, how Marxism is different from Maoism, how Gandhism is different from Marxism. All of you are getting my point? So this is basically your conceptual area, lots of concepts from your subject that you have opted in the examination or the subject in which you have done graduation and post-graduation. From those subjects, they asked lots of concepts. Suppose you are a student of sociology. They would ask you a question like, they would ask you a question, what is economic determinism? They would ask you a question, what is proletarian revolution? They would ask you a question, what is conspicuous consumption? Suppose you are a student of political science. They would ask you a question, what is a republic? What is the meaning of federalism? How federalism is different from confederalism? Suppose you are a student of agriculture. They would ask you a question, What is agro-based industry? What is second green revolution? What is genetically modified crops? What is BT brinjal? And a host of other things. Suppose you are a student of philosophy, they will ask a question like, what is monism? What is dualism? What is qualified dualism? Suppose you are a student of psychology, they would ask a question like, what is illusion? How illusion is different from delusion? How illusion is different from hallucination? They will ask you a question like, what is id? What is ego? What is superego? What is Electra complex? What is Oedipus complex? Suppose, and certain general concepts are like there. It is asked to any candidates, irrespective of their background, irrespective of the optional that they have chosen. Like, why India's economy is called mixed economy? Then they ask another question. You know that India is a democratic country. We are having parliamentary form of government. We are having parliamentary democracy like Britain is having. But why India's economy is called democratic socialism? Generally, we know in a communist country the type of economy that prevails, that is called socialist economy. But India, without being a communist country, why its economy is called democratic socialism? Okay, and you know, related to the current happenings in political sphere, in ideological sphere, question may be asked to any candidates, irrespective of their background, like, what is Hindutva? How Hindutva is different from Hinduism? What is Hindutva? How Hindutva is different from Hinduism? Okay? Generally, they ask a question to the female candidates like, what is feminism? Irrespective of the background, you get mentally prepared to face this type of question. What is feminism? What is patriarchy? What is a feminist movement? How a feminist movement is different from a women's movement? Okay. They may ask you a question related to public patriarchy. So, these are the questions that is asked by the board related to your conceptual area. In this way, in a nutshell, I made a categorization and classification of different areas from which questions are generally asked in the interview. Right now, I would take your queries. So please ask me the doubts that you are having in your mind, and here in this live class organized by VANIKIAS, I will try to solve your doubts. I will try to clarify your doubts. Please ask me the queries that you are having in your mind. Please ask me through written message. Somebody, SKB, you write your full name, SKB has written, sir, Odisha society को नहीं कौन सबू प्रोबेबल क्वेश्चन पचरा जाई पारिबो? SKB ए क्वेश्चन रो आंसर मु दे देछि। ओडिशा को नहीं के कौन क्वेश्चन पचरा जाई पारिबो? इन्फांट मोर्टालिटी, हायर इन्फांट मोर्टालिटी रेट इन ओडिशा, higher maternal mortality rate in Odisha, migration of Odia people into different states, the state of affairs of agriculture in Odisha, Naxalism in Odisha, mines and mineral belts of Odisha, a related question सब कही सारी से माने पचारिबे to what extent women's reservation in Panchayat Raj institution has become successful in Odisha. Okay, आउ किए किसी लिखिछ लेख हाँ मालविका मिश्र सर आई एम फ्रॉम जूलॉजी बैकग्राउंड सो व्हाट क्वेश्चन बी आस्क्ड हाँ जूलॉजी रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन तुमको से तुम सब्जेक्ट मोर जूलॉजी नुहे मु कही दउची जनरल क्वेश्चन कौन जूलॉजी रू पचारिबे Darwinism पचारिबे what is Darwinism, what is social Darwinism, survival of the fittest, theory of natural selection, question पचारिबे what is the contribution of Herbert Spencer to biology, what is genetic engineering, what is life science, how life science is different from biotechnology. Okay. Aishwarya, sir, how is Queen Elizabeth era relevant for India? Means which Elizabeth? You see, most of the queens of Britain, they are given the name Elizabeth. So which specific time you are referring to? Aishwarya, you are my student of sociology, I know you very well. So which specific era you are referring to? Aishwarya, you wrote me a question, you wrote me a query, asked me a query like, sir, what is Hindutva? How Hindutva is different from Hinduism? You see, this question will ask not only to the students having sociology optional, it will be asked to any candidate irrespective of their background. It's a very important question that Aishwarya has put. Okay, what is Hindutva and how Hindutva is different from Hinduism? You know, Hinduism refers to religion of the majority groups of India. Yes or no? Hinduism is a religion just like Islam is a religion, Christianity is a religion, Buddhism and Jainism are religion. Like that Hinduism is religion. But what is Hindutva? All of you write it down. An ideology. Hindutva is an ideology or movement. Write it down. Hindutva is an ideology or movement. Hindutva is an ideology or movement which tries to establish the hegemony. Hegemony means supremacy, which tries to establish the hegemony of Hindu people in India. पिलामाने बुझी पारुच ना नहीं देख इंडिया इज ए लैंड कैरेक्टराइज्ड बाय यूनिटी इन डाइवर्सिटी हिंदूज मुस्लिम बुद्धिस्ट जैन सिख्स क्रिश्चियंस जोरास्ट्रियंस पीपल Parsi people, they are part and parcels of Indian society. So Indian society and its culture is called the culture of unity in diversity. We are a cultural mosaic. Cultural mosaic माने कौन गोटे मोजाइक चट्टान रे आजिकल तो मोजाइक चट्टान होनी सब मार्बल रे आमे करूछंदी ग्रेनाइट रे करूछंदी टाइल्स रे करूछंदी जति मोजाइक चट्टान रे कौन हुए विभिन्न कलर रो स्टोन सब थाए but all stones are having their uniqueness but they contribute towards the floor. Yes or no? So they are not forgetting their identity, but they are contributing to a common cause. So Indian culture is called the culture of unity in diversity. That's the reason Indian culture is called cultural mosaic. They may ask you a question. If they ask you a question, what do you mean by cultural mosaic in India? You have to answer it, sir. Cultural mosaic refers to the cooperation among people of different religion without forgetting their identity, without sacrificing their identity. That is unity in diversity. Okay, so Indian culture is the culture of unity in diversity. Okay, and Hinduism is part of Indian culture. Islam is part of Indian culture. Christianity is part of Indian culture. But what is Hindutva? Hindutva is an ideology which tries to establish the dominance of Hinduism. So Hindutva culture says Hindus are superior. So in India, Hindu culture, Indian culture must be said as Hindu culture. Getting my point? You see, the original Shankaracharya, Adi Shankaracharya, who was born in Kaladi, in Kerala, nowhere he declared that Hinduism is superior. He categorically said, just like different rivers are taking different courses and merging with the ocean, exactly in the same way, different religions of the world are prescribing us different path for attainment of God. Means harmony among different religions was established by Shankaracharya, Adi Shankaracharya. This is the essence of Hinduism. Hinduism never tries to convert the people. Getting my point? Hinduism never tries to convert the people of other religion. Real Hinduism. Because if you read Hinduism, related to Hinduism, it has been written in Hindi, होकर स्वतंत्र कब मैंने चाहा है कर लो जग को गुलाम, मैंने तो सदा सिखाया है कर लो अपना मन को गुलाम, गोपाल रामों के नामों पर कब मैंने अत्याचार किए, कब दुनिया को हिंदू करने घर घर में नरसंहार किए, कोई बतलाए तो काबुल में जाकर कितनी मस्जिद तोड़ी. So Hinduism is a religion characterized by non-violence. It is a religion characterized by tolerance. It is a religion characterized by the principle of coexistence. It is a religion characterized by submissiveness. Okay, this is Hinduism. But while we discuss about Hindutva, Hindutva is an ideology. It's a movement. Hindutva ideology or Hindutva movement says that India is dominated, Indian culture is equated with Hindu culture. I think Aishwarya, your doubt is clarified right now. Sandeep Mishra, I have chosen finance service of administratives. Finance service. If questions asked why finance service over administrative service, what should be my answer? Sudeep, you have written, Sudeep, sorry. You have selected administrative service compared to, you have chosen finance service over administrative service. Yes, you see, I don't know whether some of your relatives are there in finance service or not. You see, sir, since childhood I have a passion for financial administration. Though I know that if somebody becomes an administrator, he or she would get a scope of being posted in different areas. But as it is my childhood dream, okay, because of passion I selected it. I know that administrators, general administrators would get a better scope of serving different posts and positions, but because of my passion for administration, for financial administration, I decided to select it. Okay, Sudeep. Next is somebody, I don't know, but image Harnoor, I want to attend a mock interview of your institute. Can you please tell me the process to go for a mock interview? Harnoor, you are welcome. Right now I am speaking from the platform of Vanik, the biggest offline coaching center in Odisha. Harnoor, just you call to Vanik office and take an appointment that I want to be interviewed by Soroj sir from tomorrow at 11 o'clock till the interview is over by OPSC. From tomorrow 11 till the OPSC interview is over, I would be conducting 1-to-1 interview. Kali dino 11 taru 1-to-1 interview arambha hochi mu karibi. Just you call to, sorry, I am checking, I am responding. Okay, so you just call to Vanik office and just take an appointment. Tomorrow I would be starting 1-to-1 interview. If you come, I would also conduct interview for you. Next is Aishwarya Mahalik. Sir, what is the difference between Hinduism and Hindutva? Aishwarya, I think you might have got a clear-cut idea related to distinction because I have already discussed. Hindutva is an ideology which tries to establish the hegemony of Hindus, while Hinduism is a religion like others. Next is Aishwarya, thank you sir, okay. No, Aishwarya, actually I wanted to know, you have written about Elizabeth. Actually, last 2 days, students, those who came and interviewed by me, just I wanted to know whether they are well aware of the fact related to how things are happening at international level. That's the reason I asked a question. Any recent phenomenon, any recent development in England? In that case, I wanted to know whether they know the 4th lady Prime Minister of Britain, or who became the Prime Minister, or the death of Elizabeth. Okay, only that. Yeah, next is Swadhin Behera. What is social capital? Kindly elaborate. Okay, very good question. It's a very good question. Who has asked? Swadhin Behera, you have asked a very good question that may be asked. What is social capital? You see, capital means money. What is the role of money? What is the function of money? What is the utility of money? If you have money, you can purchase a good shirt. If you have money, you can purchase a good car. If you have money, you can purchase a very good building. Okay. So, money refers to economic aspect of social life. But what is social capital? Social capital means those things of social life which are contributing towards those areas of social life which are contributing for development of a person. You see, first is education. Education is a social capital. Why? Because you know, if you are educated properly, I am truly educated, I am earning very good amount of money. Health is social capital. If a person is having good health, he will be far away from sickness. He would work 365 days in a year, so that he would also earn good amount of money. Are you getting my point? Skill is social capital, because if a person is having good skill, he would also earn good money. So these are the social capital. I am telling you, if they ask you the question, what is social capital? You have to write social capital basically refers to the economic aspect, but social capital refers to the non-economic dimension of social life which brings economic development to society. I think you are clear. Okay, Manas, you came to my interview today and I asked students, please hold on. Oh, hold on, don't ask more questions because so many questions are flooded. Let me clarify your doubts, then you would write. While I would ask you, tell you to write, you would write, or else I cannot read. Na? Okay, Manas Ranjan Panigrahi, I conducted your interview today and I asked you a question, why Indian constitution is called lawyer's paradise. Generally, pilanku a question pacharle semane kahanti. Whenever this question is asked to the candidates, they say, sir, many lawyers, they were engaged in writing the constitution of India. But this is not correct answer, I am telling you. Lawyer's paradise means, you know, paradise means heaven. Means, and what do lawyers do? Lawyers makes good interpretation of law. Lawyers make good analysis of law. So Constitution of India is like that. Because Constitution of India needs very good mind to make interpretation, make good analysis, and the prominent and prolific lawyers of our nation, they are skilled in making good analysis. That's the reason Constitution of India is called lawyer's paradise. Satyajit Patnaik, sir, please tell me what are the possible questions in geography optional, as it is a vast topic. You see, Satyajit, geography is vast. You have already answered your own question. But still then certain suggested, certain probable questions I am telling you, write it down. All other students having geography optional can note it down. Like population explosion, causes and consequences of population explosion, sex ratio, infant mortality, maternal mortality, push and pull factor of migration, source and destination of migration, in migration versus out migration, emigration versus immigration, okay, population policy, demographic dividend, demographic disaster, isthmus and strait, distinction between isthmus and strait. A common question is asked to any student, every student, irrespective of their background, and it may be asked to geography student. Like, India attended independence, both India and Pakistan attended independence on 15th August 1947, while the first Prime Minister of India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, gave the speech of historic significance, the Tryst with Destiny speech. Both India and Pakistan attended independence on 15th August. But why Pakistan celebrates its Independence Day on 14th August instead of 15th August? It's a common question, will be asked to students irrespective of their background. Okay, so you got, these are the probable questions related to geography optional. Next is Harnoor, I am from Keonjhar. Now I have some health issues. So after 3-4 days I will go to Bhubaneswar for mock interview. My interview is on 20th. It's okay. Harnoor, you come and take an appointment from the institute, VANIKIAS, for my 1-to-1 interview. I would conduct it. Next is Okay, next is SS education. Sir, I am Kalpana Chual Singh. My question is, please tell me probable questions of sociology. Kalpana, तुमको मु तो कही तुम आसब ना इंटरव्यू को तुम आस मु करदेवी इंटरव्यू करदेवी क्वेश्चन सोशियोलोजी जहाँ बहुत क्वेश्चन सोशियोलोजी हो पार मुझे पठेदेवी आज से ग्रुप रे पठेदेवी सब सोशियोलोजी पिला लगी तुम तो से ग्रुप रे अच्छा नहीं जीव कौन सजत मार्कय Ivor Jennings called Constitution of India as in lawyer's paradise because the legal language and phraseology adopted by constitution makers. No, you see, lawyer's paradise, no doubt many lawyers were involved, I told you, but lawyer's paradise means, obviously paradise means which is not, paradise means heaven. Heaven is beyond the reach. Are you getting my point? Heaven is beyond the reach, and analysis means it depends upon your analytical ability. You can justify anything and everything by applying your wit. In that sense, I am telling you. Sudeep Mishra, kindly highlight possible questions for agriculture and forestry optional. Sudeep, actually I can only tell you the general questions because I am a generalist. I am not a specialist related to forestry and agriculture. You know better than me because you have done your degree there. But in VANIKIAS, certain experts will be invited. Those who are having expertise in forestry and agriculture, you would be allowed to be interviewed by them so that you would get more questions. Okay. I have only general approach to forestry and agriculture. I discussed like but generally this type of questions, you see, in interview actually an in-depth questions, in-depth approach is not expected in interview because over the last decade I have been conducting interview for civil service aspirants at national level. Okay, IAS परीक्षार क्वेश्चन आमे सब पचारुचु 20 वर्ष 10 वर्ष रो अधिका हलानी इंटरव्यू रे एक्चुअली डिटेल सब्जेक्ट स्टडी करा जाएनी कहना रिटन एग्जामिनेशन रे इन डेप्थ स्टडी तमे करी सारच लिखि सारिच दैट्स द रीजन क्वेश्चंस you know while this type of questions while interview is conducted by UPSC they don't invite the experts of agriculture, experts of forestry, expert of sociology. So they ask only general questions. General questions from agriculture means what is forestry, what is social forestry. Are you getting my point? What is green revolution, what is second generation green revolution, why farmer suicide is increasing in India. Okay, this type of general questions are asked. Next is Aishwarya. Aishwarya, you have written another question, that is difference between women's movement and feminist movement. Listen me, this question is a common question. It may be asked to any student irrespective of the background he or she is having. एटा खाली सोशियोलॉजी पिलांकु पचरा हबनी समस्त को पचरा हब झियो पिलांकु पचारिबार पॉसिबिलिटी अधिका अछि कौन ए क्वेश्चन टी कहूची जे टिके मु पानी टा पी दिए ए क्वेश्चन टी होची ए क्वेश्चन होची व्हाट इज फेमिनिस्ट मूवमेंट आगे क्वेश्चन पचार व्हाट इज फेमिनिज्म लेख तापर फेमिनिस्ट मूवमेंट मु कहीदेवी लेख फेमिनिज्म कैन यू राइट और नॉट आई एम राइटिंग फेमिनिज्म अरे हाथ तो लग गला ओहो feminism make a derivation feminine plus ism feminine plus ism feminine means woman ism means philosophy or approach ism means philosophy or approach गोटे पानी माने ठंडा नुहे नॉर्मल पानी कहतु सो feminine plus ism that is feminism feminine is a gender that is woman ism means approach or philosophy so right feminism is an approach or philosophy by which it is thought that it is an approach or philosophy by which it is thought that since time immemorial women have been exploited and oppressed in a male dominated society okay did you write women have been exploited and oppressed in a male dominated society put a full stop okay feminism suggests certain remedial measure feminism suggests certain remedial measure keeping in mind how to upgrade and uplift the condition of women, how to upgrade and uplift the position of women. All of you got it? That is feminism. So what is women's movement lekha tapare mu distinction ta kahibi distinction between the two. What is women's movement lekha? Women's movement is an organized collective effort on part of a group of people being inspired by an ideology under the influence of certain leadership with the objective of improving the condition of women. पिला माने बुझी गला फेमिनिज्म कौन बुझिला वुमेन्स मूवमेंट कौन बुझिला सुन till 1980s the concept feminism has not gained popularity 1980 मसीहा पर्यंत फेमिनिज्म कॉन्सेप्ट लोकप्रियता हासिल करी नथिला दैट्स द रीजन we were regarding women's movement as women's movement. But while the concept became popularized, since that time we started discussing the concept that is feminist movement. So there is no difference between women's movement and feminist movement, only there is a demarcation in the time period till the time the concept feminism has not gained popularity. We were regarding it as women's movement. Once the concept gained popularity, we started regarding it as feminist movement. I think Aishwarya, you are clear. Next is Satyajit. Okay, Kalyan Kumar Raut. I have done my graduation in economics, but my optional paper is geography. Kalyan, you prepare yourself both for economics as well as geography. They may ask you many things from geography. They may also ask you questions from economics. Even they may not ask you from both the optional, they may ask you general questions. Because the area of interview is very vast. केही प्रेडिक्ट करि परिबेनी कोथर क्वेश्चन पचरा हो बुझ्यौ जी फॉर एग्जांपल somebody today came to me. I saw his biodata. He was a student of Relevance collegiate school. सीधा मु ताको प्रश्न पचारली, you are from Relevance collegiate school, can you tell me there is a historical personality, great historical personality who was studying in Relevance college? He replied Netaji Subhash, and I asked questions related to Netaji Subhash for 25 minutes. Interview is over. तेणु इकोनॉमिक्स और ज्योग्राफी रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन तुम टे प्रिपेयर होइथियो जोटा बेसिक जिनस डिटेल पढ़िया दरकार नहीं. ओके, लाइक इंक्लूसिव ग्रोथ, लाइक ग्रोथ एंड डेवलपमेंट, देन डिफरेंट सेक्टर्स ऑफ इकोनॉमी, सर्विस इकोनॉमी, गिग इकोनॉमी. आर यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? Difference between economic growth and but inclusive growth, planning commission. Okay, from which country we borrowed the concept planning? This type of questions, and geography related lots of questions I have discussed. Huh? Yeah. Vishwajit, sir, you missed my question. Vishwajit, to write it again. कहना बहुत क्वेश्चन फ्लडेड है कि पढ़ाऊँ ऊपर को मुझे जानी नहीं केमती. अच्छा एमती कले बोधे आसो कि मुझे जानी नहीं कौन. अच्छा नेक्स्ट इज Sajat, Sajat, you have written only 15 minutes are allowed. Yes, देखो तमे जनरली से 15 मिनट टाइम नियंती. जने जदि बहुत भल कहला 20-25 मिनट भी नहीं जाती, ता अर्थ से नर्भस हवा उचित नहीं. से बहुत भल कहूँ बोली एक्सपेक्टेशन बढ़ी जाइए, बहुत क्वेश्चन पचारे, बहुत मार्क भी देवे है. तेणु 15 मिनट रे कौन 4-5टा क्वेश्चन सरजी 15 मिनट जना पड़ानी. ओके. Okay, so right now, okay, all the queries are over. If you have any other queries, you just ask me, I will try to clarify, explain. Okay, so right, now you write your queries. Great grandfather of sociology. You see, father of sociology is Auguste Comte. They ask you the question, what is the full name of Auguste Comte? Auguste Comte is a short name. His full name, first you write Isidore Auguste Marie. I am writing. Father of sociology is Auguste Comte, but Auguste Comte is not the real name. It's a short name. Real name is Isidore. Isidore. Just 1 minute. Isidore Auguste Marie Xavier Francois Francois Comte. His full name is this much, such a lengthy name. Huh? Father of sociology is Auguste Comte. His full name is Isidore Auguste Marie Xavier Francois Comte. He is the father. Who is grandfather? Actually, grandfather of sociology is Emile Durkheim. Emile Durkheim. Emile Durkheim is grandfather. What is the unique distinction of Emile Durkheim? Emile Durkheim is the first professor of sociology. First professor of sociology all over the world. Okay, he is the grandfather. Aishwarya, good question you have asked. Why youth drug addiction is prevalent in Punjab? कहीं पंजाब रे ड्रग एडिक्शन टा प्रिवेल करछि लार्जर एक्सटेंट रे ड्रग एडिक्शन तो सबुठी अछि पंजाब रे कहीं अधिका अछि ऐश्वर्या या तो पचारिछ देख पंजाब टा होछि कोन इंटरनेशनल बॉर्डर संगे शेयर करछि ना नहीं पंजाब संगे लागी कि अछि कि पाकिस्तान लागी कि अछि ना नहीं ड्रग ट्रैफिकिंग होछि ना नहीं ड्रग माफियाज माने अछंती ना नहीं पंजाब रे गोटे समय पंजाब वाज एक्सपीरियंसिंग ग्रोइंग मीनेस ऑफ टेररिज्म आर नॉट ए जो टेररिस्ट मानकर सोर्स ऑफ इनकम थिला ड्रग पाकिस्तान से मानको पाकिस्तान वाज बेसिकली फंडिंग देम सपोर्टिंग देम पाकिस्तान वांटेड टू डिस्टेबलाइज इंडिया बाय क्रिएटिंग प्रॉब्लम इन पंजाब अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट इवन rate of alcoholism in Punjab is higher. Rate of alcoholism in Punjab is higher. That means taking to this type of activities has become a part of Punjabi culture. जेहेतु मद पीवाटा थिला मद संगे तार बड़ भाई आड हो गला मद जदि सान भाई हला ड्रग हला बड़ भाई आ बॉर्डर शेयर कला पाकिस्तान संगे एवं पाकिस्तान गवर्नमेंट चाहिला आईएसआई चाहिला इंडिया रे डिस्टेबलाइजेशन करिया पई यूथ मान को डिस्ट्रैक्ट करिया पई मिसगाइडेड मिसडायरेक्टेड करिया पई दैट्स द रीजन ड्रग एडिक्शन इज प्रिवेलिंग इन एवरी पार्ट ऑफ इंडिया बट इट्स इंटेंसिटी इज हायर इन पाकिस्तान सॉरी इन पंजाब स्वाधीन देख स्वाधीन तमें क्वेश्चन टा स्पेसिफाई करि पारना तमें पचारछ को टाइप रो सुइसाइड वर्तमान सोसाइटी रे प्रिवेल करछि इट इज ए मैटर ऑफ इंटरप्रिटेशन तमें जदि फार्मर सुइसाइड कथा कहिबो फार्मर सुइसाइड कथा कहिबो एटा ऊपर क्वेश्चन पचरा होछि मु जाननी तमें कोन माइंड भीतर रखी क्वेश्चन पचारछ जनरली आईएएस परीक्षा रे ओएस परीक्षा रे गत 4-5 वर्ष हलानी they are asking a question related to increasing farmer suicide. So they may ask you a question. In Durkheim's classification, farmer suicide in India will be regarded as which type of suicide? तमे तो जानिछ चारि प्रकार सुइसाइड कथा दरखेम कहिसंती इगोइस्टिक अल्ट्रुइस्टिक एनोमिक और फाटालिस्टिक टिके पड़ी आस इगो तमर कोन एनोमिक सुइसाइड केतेबेले हुए व्हाइल द but regulation of society starts declining while the aspiration of the people starts increasing at that point of time people experience deregulation in their life they feel tempted to commit suicide that is called anomic suicide so you see over the last 30 years after taking to the path of globalization what has happened in India you know farmers are engaged in contract farming as they are engaged in contract farming obviously their aspiration has been increased farmers rich farmers big farmers they are thinking that they would make a profit of 20 lakhs by getting themselves engaged in particular type of agricultural activity okay तेनो कौन हला वर्तमान से लोन आनिले देख कॉन्ट्रैक्ट फार्मिंग आसिला कॉन्ट्रैक्ट फार्मिंग रे इंस्टीट्यूशनल क्रेडिट देला किए देला बैंक देला कौन पाई एग्रीकल्चर लगी देला किंतु जो लोक पंजाब रे अच्छी हरियाणा रे अच्छी कर्नाटक महाराष्ट्र रे अच्छी चाष करुची कॉन्ट्रैक्ट फार्मिंग करुची सी चिंता कला एट द एंड ऑफ द सीजन आई वुड बी गेटिंग 20 लाख प्रॉफिट इन द मीन टाइम ही गॉट ए गुड प्रपोजल फॉर मैरिज ऑफ हिज डॉटर फॉर हर सिस्टर सी ता अपेक्षा करनी हार्वेस्टिंग हैला पर बिकिकी झीर बाहागर कि भौण बाहागर करिवो सो ही रश टू द लोकल साहूकार मनी लेंडर and took loan hand loan at high rate of interest बुझेला तेणु बर्तमान से धर से लोन नेला कौन पाई एग्रीकल्चर लगी 10 लाख टंका बैंक रू लोन करछि झियो बाहागर लगी आउ 10 लाख टंका लोन कला यू नो in era of globalization we are undergoing through a process of unsustainable model of growth and development right now our environment has become unpredictable वर्षा दिने वर्षा हो नहीं शीत दिने वर्षा होची सपोज एग्रीकल्चर इज अबाउट टू बी रिप्ड पूरा माने अमल हबार समय पड़ी आसी दे आर स्टार्टेड ए हेवी सोयर ऑफ रेन एंटायर क्रॉप गॉट डैमेज्ड सपोज ए न्यू टाइप ऑफ पेस्ट emerged for which pesticide is not available you know global warming El Nino La Nino factors are also prevailing for which also environment has become highly unpredictable. While things happen like this, crop got completely damaged. What Durkheim says, if crisis comes slowly, steadily and continuously, man can tackle it. But if crisis comes suddenly and instantaneously, man cannot control himself. And in that case he will commit suicide. That is called anomic suicide. So over the last 30 years the types of suicide that farmers of India are committing, that is called anomic suicide by Professor Emile Durkheim. I think you are clear. Next question, Aishwarya, what is public patriarchy? Good question. There is a sociologist, his name is Sylvia Walby. Aishwarya तुमको बोधे मैं पचार थे क्वेश्चन कली Sylvia Walby. Sylvia Walby is a sociologist who coined the concept that is called public patriarchy. Sylvia Walby says earlier patriarchy was confined to family. घर भितर patriarchy थिला बापा डिसीजन मेकर थिले माँ नथिले father was earning mother was not earning so patriarchy was prevailing in domestic affairs. आमे आज बहुत स्लोगान दौचंती patriarchy is degrading declining women are getting liberated. ठीक अच्छी पैट्रियार्की कमुची मुझे रिजेक्ट करूनी सिल्विया वाल्बी भी रिजेक्ट करूना हंती बट वाल्बी इज ऑफ द ओपिनियन दैट देयर आर सर्टन एरियाज in which the attitude of a male is reflected and in those areas women's position is lower. For example देखो तमे पिला माने सब ओएस दउछ तमे तले ओएस तो हबो फास्ट जतले क्वालिफाई करिवो ओएस पोस्टिंग हबो फास्ट तम वीडियो तहसीलदार पोस्टिंग दिया हबो 20 वर्ष परे जदि भाग्य भल थिबो प्रमोट है कि ओएस रु आईएएस हबो 20 वर्ष परे 25 वर्ष परे और एट द फैग एंड ऑफ योर कैरियर 60 वर्ष रु जस्ट 2 वर्ष बाकी थिबो सेति गळु कलेक्टर हबो तेणु भल पिला जो मैंने अच्छे सब आईएएस दियो ऐश्वर्या आईएएस दियो मु तुम इंटरव्यू देखुले आई वाज वाचिंग योर इंटरव्यू आई वाज कंडक्टिंग इन फैक्ट योर इंटरव्यू you deserve to become an IAS officer you have that spark I sensed it okay prepare for that so what I saw you see OS ru जो माने प्रमोशन पाई कि झियो माने पर्टिकुलरली कलेक्टर हेबे कलेक्टर रो रैंक पर्यंत जिबे बट कलेक्टर पोस्टिंग झियो को दिया होन तमे देखो ओडिसा रे जते 30 टा डिस्ट्रिक्ट अछि 30 टा डिस्ट्रिक्ट रु 10 टा डिस्ट्रिक्ट रे तमर रहिबे ओएस कलेक्टर अछंती किंतु सबू होइथिबे मेल फीमेल जणिए हेले नथिबे दिस इज कॉल्ड बट माने आईएएस ऑफिसर वाला थिबे आईएएस पाई कि जो झियटी आसिला से कलेक्टर हबो किंतु ओएस भीतर भी प्रमोशन पाई कि कलेक्टर जो माने होचंती झियो मानु को इक्विवेलेंट पोस्ट दिया हबो बट दे विल नॉट बी अपॉइंटेड एज कलेक्टर दिस इज पब्लिक पैट्रियार्की आर यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट दिस इज पब्लिक पैट्रियार्की you see in aviation industry air hostess majority of the air hostess they are females in front office of different organization majority of the females majority of the but the front office managers are also females in majority of the offices the receptionist post is female so this is called public patriarchy बुझी होची so patriarchy has not disappeared Sylvia Balbis says so Sudeep Mishra sir youth suicide in Odisha nowadays youth are becoming less sensitive towards life possible remedies Sudeep, in which situation a person commits suicide? The person who is not attached with his family, he commits suicide. So you see, while in Odisha some young people are in love, they experience failure in love, they commit suicide. Some young men, those who fail in examination, they feel highly depressed. In that case also they may commit suicide. So what is the remedy? Remedy is counseling. Remedy is proper interaction with the parents, interaction with the friend, creating some avenues how to ventilate their suppressed emotion. So the moment a person is undergoing through stressful period of life, depression, utter frustration, he or she did not require to confine himself or herself into the four walls. He or she needs to come out of the room, mingle with the people, mingle with the friend, go to the house of the relatives, go to the temple, church and mosque as per his religious orientation. So once he is not confining himself into the four walls of his house, the possibility of suicide can be reduced, and obviously they should take also counseling from professional counselors. Aishwarya, Swadhin, relevance of Marx in contemporary society. Swadhin, you have asked relevance of Marx in contemporary society. देखो यही सब क्वेश्चन जो पचरा हुए ये क्वेश्चन ना आंसर yes न थाए कि no न थाए तमु जदि एमतिया क्वेश्चन पचरा हला तमे क्लियरली कहिबो सर relevance of Marxism is a project of debate among the people in different part of the world. One group of people, those who follow Karl Marx, they say Marxism is relevant, and at the same time there is another group of people, those who outrightly reject Karl Marx, they say Marxism is not relevant. केमिति relevant अच्छी दीटांग साइड बुझे दौछि people those who say Marxism is relevant से माने कहंती Marx has given the most important principle that is called economic determinism. Money is the foundation, rest of the things are the superstructure. Marx is relevant and Marxism is relevant in 21st century India and world. Why? Because if a person has money, he can go to n number of coaching center, take a coaching from best of the best teachers of the country, and in a short spell of time he would cover the syllabus and he would qualify with a good rank. On the other hand, another candidate of same talent, same potential, but poverty stricken background cannot get guidance from good teacher, reputed teacher of the nation. So he has to struggle a lot for success. So in this way, whether a person would become successful in IAS or OAS exam or not, that is decided by money. Karl Marx said it 150 years ago. Second, there are two politicians. Both of them are good orators. Both of them are skilled in human resource management, but one is rich politician, another is poor politician, whose possibility of becoming successful in election is higher. Answer is absolutely the politician having money. Consider any life, any area of life, success in any sphere of life. In matter of success, money is playing an important role. It played important role 150 years ago while Karl Marx was alive. Today also it is playing an important role. In this sense, Marx is relevant. Okay. जी कहला मार्क्स रेलिवेंट एमती कहीदे पार जी कह नुहे से कह मार्क्स वाज ऑफ द ओपिनियन दैट with the advancement of industry and industrial society and capitalism, the middle class will be disappeared. But today in the whole world as well as in India, we observe the fact that middle class composition is growing, expanding and proliferating. होची ना नहीं देखिया तमे पचारदेल रास्तार बुलुच गोटे कॉन्स्टेबल देखाला ताकू पचारल भाई तमे कौ क्लास रे बिलोंग करूच सी कह मिडिल क्लास ताको डीजी पुलिस को संगे सपोज तमर किसी कनेक्शन अच्छी ताकू पचारल सार आपण कौ क्लास को बिलोंग करूछंती सी कह मु मिडिल से कहे मु मिडिल क्लास तम गाँव सरपंच को पचार कौ क्लास मिडिल क्लास आम देशर प्रधानमंत्री की जदि आमर एक्सेस नहीं जदि पचार सी कौन कहे मिडिल क्लास बुझी होची प्राइमरी स्कूल कॉन्ट्रैक्चुअल टीचर को देखा कल पचार सार आपण को क्लास मिडिल क्लास वाइस चांसलर ऑफ सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटी जवाहरलाल नेहरू यूनिवर्सिटी की पचार आज्ञा मैडम आपण को क्लास सी कहे मिडिल क्लास तेणु मिडिल क्लास ता बढ़ी ना कमी कार्ल मार्क्स कहते मिडिल क्लास कमिज डिसअपियर कर किंतु बर्तमान बढ़ीगला यही ग्राउंड रे से कौन मार्क्सिज्म रेलिवेंट नहीं तेणु एटा को हाँ ना भितर कहेबनी इट्स ए मैटर ऑफ डिबेट तमें पर्सनाली गोटे भ्यू दे पार जब से पचारती ऐश्वर्या देख ऐश्वर्या बड़ डिस्प्यूटेड क्वेश्चन टे पचारच जे रेसिज्म गोटे फैक्टर कि ऋषि सुनाकर डिफिट लगी कौन तुमको मु कहबी मु दिने मनोज दास कर स्टोरी पढ़ुली मनोज दास तांका स्टोरी रे लिखिछंती as long as civilization persists in the surface of the earth. I am repeating, Manoj Das, the great writer, Odia writer, who writes in English, he is no more with us. Manoj Das writes, as long as civilization persists on surface of the earth, there will be 5 queens. बुझी होची ऐश्वर्या 5टा क्वीन्स पृथ्वी पृष्ठरे सबुदिन पाई रहिबे जेते दिन पर्यंत सभ्यता बंची थिबो मनीष समाज रे. Who are the 5 queens? 4 queens are the queens of playing card. 4टा क्वीन ताश पत्ता जानिच ताश खेल खेलिच ना नहीं सेठी 4टा क्वीन अछन ता नहीं. And 5th queen is Queen of England. Queen of England, देखो, in Britain is a parliamentary democracy. We borrowed that parliamentary model of democracy from Britain, but our head is an elected head. Our president, though he is indirectly elected, but he is elected. But head of Britain is not elected entity, rather he or she is hereditary person. Yes or no? बापा माँ तंकर राजा रानी थिले बोली से होजन ना. So Professor Manoj Das एमतिया गोटे कहिछन ता माने Manoj Das wanted to tell you the fact that the most conservative nation on the surface of the earth is Britain. जनो conservative लोक जी रेसिज्म ऑब्वियसली तांको पाखरे गोटे फैक्टर हिसाब रे काम करिवो किंतु आउ गोटे सेंस रे आमे देखिले सारा पृथ्वीर सिविलाइजेशन डेवलपमेंट रे ब्रिटेन हैज आल्सो प्लेड एन इंपोर्टेंट रोल तेन रेसिज्म टाको आमे आउटराइटली रिजेक्ट करि परिबानी इट इज वन ऑफ द फैक्टर्स कहबानी इट इज द होल एंड सोल फैक्टर इट इज वन ऑफ द मेनी फैक्टर्स बिकॉज ऋषि सोनाक was a person of Indian origin. Okay. Aishwarya sir, why tribals are earliest to trapped by Maoist? Good question. पचार सबु पिला पचारे बैकग्राउंड जहाँ था कहीं ट्राइबाल मान को माओइस्ट माने सबुठु अधिका टार्गेट कर माओइस्ट फोर्स रे सामिल करिया पाए पिला माने तमे जानिछ संस्कृत रे गोटे श्लोक अछि बुभुक्षित किंग न करोति पापम इफ आई ट्रांसलेट इट इनटू इंग्लिश an empty stomach does not obey any law an empty stomach does not obey any law tribal people are uneducated they are unemployed they are less hour so poverty persists there unemployment persists there and also lack of awareness persists there जोठी ए भला सिचुएशन थिबो Maoist needs their army to form their army so tribal people are becoming the major force in the army of but Naxalites or and Maoist बुझी होछि कहीं आम मान कहीं माओइस्ट ट्रैप कर पारना आम एजुकेटेड आमर सोर्स ऑफ इनकम अच्छी जो लोकर इनकम नहीं ऑब्वियसली कहा जाए I usually used to say even in IS exam question has been asked poverty anywhere is a threat to prosperity everywhere poverty anywhere is a threat to prosperity everywhere तेणु ऑब्वियसली जोठी पॉवर्टी रहिला जोठी अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट रहिला जोठी अवेयरनेस रो अभाव रहिला सेठी माओइस्ट मानकर प्रादुर्भाव प्रभाव बढ़िबो अमृत बेहरा सर व्हाई गवर्नमेंट क्रिएटेड PSUs in first place while it was going for privatization now देखो good question Amrit or Amrit good question you have asked nature of Indian economy has undergone a drastic and dramatic change I am telling you you know this is 15th August 1947 India attained independence henceforward we became the makers of our own destiny at that point of time Soviet Russia was in rising position we borrowed the planning commission from Soviet Russia to bring development in our country we adopted to the path of mixed economy means coexistence of private sector and public sector private sector कहले टाटा कंपनी रहिबो बिरला डालमिया रहिबो पब्लिक सेक्टर कहले तमर PSUs रहिबो रेलवे रहिबो एयर इंडिया रहिबो सेते बेले आमे कोन करिथिले ना मिक्स्ड इकोनॉमी मॉडल टाको अडॉप्ट करथिले किंतु जेते बेले देखा हला मिक्स्ड इकोनॉमी रो किसी डिमेरिट बाहरला देखाला गवर्नमेंट संस्था गुड़ा सब लॉस करूची कहीं लॉस करूची बिकॉज विदाउट टेकिंग एनी नेम you have to write or you have to say leaders of ruling party those who got defeated leaders of ruling party those who got defeated in election obviously they were made as the chairman of PSUs सब गुड़ा पब्लिक सेक्टर अंडरटेकिंग रो हेड हेले जने पॉलिटिशियन जी की MP हिसाब रे जीति पारले नहीं people rejected them but from party's point of view he was very important they were made the chairman of PSUs so that's the reason PSUs made huge loss one committee was appointed to observe it The name of the committee is Subimal Datta Committee. Subimal Datta Committee observed that private sectors were making profit while public sector were making loss. बुझी होची कारण भी कहली because politicians who were rejected by voters, they were appointed as the chairman of PSUs, and in my own language I say privatization of profit and nationalization of loss is the very nature of mixed economy. माने जदि जो कहती नहीं कि ओडिया रे हिंदी रे कहती सरकार का माल दरिया में डाल, सेम सेक्टर देख एयर इंडिया लॉस करुची, एबे तो एयर इंडिया प्राइवेटाइज हो जाइए हवा पूर्वर कथा कहूँ, एयर इंडिया वाज मेकिंग ह्यूज लॉस व्हाइल इंडिगो वाज मेकिंग प्रॉफिट। जब जतरे ए जिनस हैला सुबिमल दत्त कमिटी रेकमेंड करदेला जे किछि आउ मिक्स्ड इकोनॉमी रे एते पब्लिक सेक्टर ऊपर हमें इंपोर्टेंस दबानी। तापरे इंडिया in 1991 took to the path of liberalization, privatization and globalization. जब लिबरालाइजेशन प्राइवेटाइजेशन और ग्लोबलाइजेशन पाथ को इंडिया नहीं गला, एटी तो प्राइवेटाइजेशन कथा सारा पृथ्वी कहला। इंडिया इज नॉट an isolated entity. What is happening all over the world, India is also expected to be influenced by it. So from 1991 onwards, we gave emphasis upon privatization. What is privatization? The sector in which private companies and private parties were not allowed earlier. In those sectors, right now the private parties and private companies are allowed to manufacture the product and provide the service. तेणु प्राइवेटाइजेशन जो आसला ऑब्वियसली आम सब जाक PSUs को बर्तमान प्राइवेटाइज कले. दिस इज द लॉजिक बिहाइंड इट. ऐश्वर्या এইটা হচ্ছে দেখো তুমি লিখিছ ঐশ্বরিয়া সাউথ ইন্ডিয়ান পিপল ক্লেম দ্যাট দে আর দ্য রিয়েল অরিজিনাল, দে আর দ্য রিয়েল ইন্ডিয়ান্স, দে আর দ্য রিয়েল ইন্ডিয়ান্স, দে আর দ্য অরিজিনাল ইন্ডিয়ান্স. হাউ ফার, হাউ মচ জাস্টিফাইড দেয়ার ক্লেম ইজ. দেখ से थियोरी डिस्प्रूव हो गलानी जो तुम जानी आर्यन द्राविडियन थियोरी. द्राविडियंस वेर द ओरिजिनल इनहाबिटेंट ऑफ इंडिया. आर्यंस आर द आउटसाइडर, दे केम फ्रॉम आउटसाइड ऑफ इंडिया, दे डोमिनेटेड द्राविडियंस. ये जिनसा जानी से थियोरीटा साइंटिफिकली आजिका दिन वैलिड नुहे. साउथ इंडिया रे जड़े लीडर थिले, तमे तांका ना जानी EV रामस्वामी नायकर. ही वाज ए ग्रेट रिफॉर्मर जहाँ का लगी कि साउथ इंडिया रे कास्ट सिस्टम टा आजिका दिन बहुत डिक्लाइन कर जाइए. साउथ इंडिया वाज द फर्टाइल बेड ऑफ कास्टिज्म एंड अनटचेबिलिटी बिकॉज ऑफ द ग्रेट कंट्रीब्यूशन, ग्रेट एफर्ट मेड बाय EV रामस्वामी नायकर. कास्ट सिस्टम स्टार्टेड डिक्लाइनिंग. EV रामस्वामी नायकर साउथ इंडियन लोक भितर सेंस ऑफ राइट टाको डेवलप कले. सी कहले we are the real Indians, we are the native people of India, we are black people. से गोटे थियोरी डेवलप कले ब्लैक नेशनल बफालो नेशनलिज्म. बफालो नेशनलिज्म पिला माने बफालो नेशनलिज्म कौन जानच? देख हिंदूज, इन हिंदू स्क्रिप्चर इट हैज बीन मेंशन्ड दैट cow is a sacred animal. Cow's products like milk, ghee, cheese are used for offering rituals to God. Buffalo's products are not used. But EV Ramaswamy Nayakar floated an idea that black is beautiful, white is colorless. Buffalo nationalism रो अर्थ होचे या कौन? EV Ramaswamy Nayakar जहाँ को आमे कहउचंती पेरियार बा सैभियर हु सेव्ड त्राणकर्ता बोली कहउचंती साउथ इंडिया रे. सी कहले ब्राह्मण्स रोट द स्क्रिप्चर with due respect to all caste, I am just putting the language of E.V. Ramasamy Nayakar into my mouth. It's not my own language. E.V. Ramasamy Nayakar says, Brahmins are the exploiter. They wrote the scripture. Majority of the Brahmins are having white complexion. So the animal that is having white complexion, that is cow. Cow became a central animal in Hindu mythology. You know, the most popular god of Hinduism, Lord Shiva, the most handsome god of Hinduism, jhiyo mane Shivankar puja karanti. The bearer of Lord Shiva is Nandi, the son of the cow. So Hindu culture is Brahmin dominated culture. E.V. Ramasamy Nayakar declared it. And most of the Dalits are black. Brahmins are white or fair complexion. They also love the animal having white complexion. That's the reason why they wrote the scripture of Hinduism. They put cow at the center of Hinduism. Thus cow became the sacred animal. On the contrary, majority of the Dalits are having black complexion. Dalit domesticate buffalo. Buffalo's color is black. Dalit was marginalized in Indian society, so also Dalit's domesticated animal. Buffalo is also not given importance. Only, you know, which god is having his bearer as buffalo? Yamraj, the god of death. Once in a year, Yamraj is worshipped by the married woman. But every day, throughout the year, Lord Shiva is worshipped. So, in this way, E.V. Ramasamy Nayakar wanted to organize all the South Indian people, excluding the Brahmins. Se kahle au jetika rahile Brahmin ki chhadi dele au jetika rahile samaste hochandi exploited by Brahmins. So he floated this concept. This concept doesn't have any scientific validity. देख ऐश्वर्या पचार कहीं ओडिशा माइंस आ मिनेराल बिक्री करुच्ची मैन्युफैक्चर्ड प्रोडक्ट करूना ट्रुथ तो तुम कहबनी आंटी एस्टाब्लिशमेंट ओरिएंटेशन धरबनी तुम कह ऑब्वियसली एटा ठीक जिनस नुहे आम समस्त जानी किंतु डिप्लोमेटिकली डील करने पड़ो जो तुम एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर हवाई जाऊँ एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर तुम कह ऑब्वियसली ओडिशा इज कॉल्ड रत्न गर्भा. This minerals of Odisha, only for minerals of Odisha, Odisha is called Ratna Bhandar. It is natural resources, and obviously we are selling it, and we are also getting money, and development is taking place. Okay, yeah, kahiba really ta alga jinsa achi, but you are not expected to take a political stand. You are not expected to take a political stand. Okay, so just you have to say that India is a country having high natural resources. Its mines and minerals are major source of revenue generation for it. ये कथा कहबा कौन अच्छी सत्य कथा तो कही परिबन ना कहबा उचित नहीं. Okay, so I think your queries are over. Okay. Hello students, any more queries you are having or it's over? Okay, so let me bind off this live class for today. If you have any further queries, you contact Vanik, the biggest coaching center in Eastern India. They will make arrangement for you. You do one thing, from tomorrow onward I will be conducting one-to-one interview session. Those who want to attend it, you come and be interviewed by me. Okay, so wish you all the best. Don't feel, you see, don't feel to be nervous. I told you at the beginning that already you have traveled kilometers and kilometers in the journey. Just a few meters is left to reach at the target. Have a strong determination, have courage, have confidence. I have told you the story of Brooklyn Bridge. If within this period of 10, 12 days, that is your interview date, I don't know, it's starting on 19th. Some of you may be having also the interview on 19th. So, during this period, if any negative thought come to your mind, just you think this is a good symbol. तम भितर को जदि किसी नेगेटिव थॉट आसुची मु भल से प्रिपेयर करिनी मते सैटर करूची मोर कॉन्फिडेंस मु बोध हुए भल करि परिबिनी इंटरव्यू रे जदि एमितिया फीलिंग आसुची तमे चिंता करो जे दिस इज ए गुड सिंबल, दिस इज ए सिंबल ऑफ सक्सेस, दिस इज ए सिंबल ऑफ सीरियसनेस, दिस इज ए सिंबल ऑफ सिंसियरिटी. ओके, and I am telling you, try to give your 100% within this period without thinking anything, because what the action is in your hand, result of the action is not in your hand. Okay, so and I am telling you, you are unstoppable if you utilize these 7, 8, 10 days. Nobody can stop you. Definitely you would become winner. Okay, with this much, let me wind up my class for today.